Greetings, good morning, y'all. I had a malfunction. I don't know, for some reason it wasn't letting me go live. I had to restart it, but I'm here now. See if we can wait a second. Welcome to Tantrums Live. Start off a little rough and shaky, but today we'll be talking about legendary community building, right? And what I do on this channel is I try to connect people together, try to build. We try to build, we try to build. So without further delay, I'm gonna get into my shout outs real quick to my subscribers. And I hope everyone's having a beautiful, good day. Snap back, how you doing? Greetings, you're on here. All right, so I'm gonna go down this list, right? I'm gonna just say the names first and then I'll go back later and then talk a little bit more about them. But shout outs to I Cherish Church, Rodney and Melissa Evolving, The Source, Allison Mapp, Ellen Smiles, Nemo 504, Boogie Time. By the way, Boogie Time, you gotta inbox me so I can get that book. Motivate to Soar, Crystal, Swirl, Slim Jim Longfoot, Living Jay's Way, Valentine, Avails, Jolie Motivates, and Luciana Success, right? I'm doing fine. Overworked, been overworked. I did tattoos all day yesterday, and I got them all day today. Plus, I went through and I watched like 20 videos. I watched like 20 videos today, and I'm trying to keep up with everybody. I still didn't get all my messages put together, but it's getting close. It is getting very, very close, right? So after I get into a little bit more of the story, right? Because some people want to hear some stories, right? I'm gonna tell a couple of stories, but at first, I'll come back to the people that I mentioned in the beginning. Turtle Man, how you doing today, sir? All right, so I just wanted to tell a quick story about being biracial, right? Always being in the middle. Thank you, Turtle Man, I appreciate it, right? So being biracial, and all right, so this is to get to y'all, to get to know a little bit more about me, right? Being Pakistani and white, and growing up with a Christian mother and a Muslim father, in an all gang neighborhood, right? I look Mexican, but I'm not, right? I'm in a black gang, right? Or was in a black gang, I should say, right? But I didn't look at color because I hung around Mexicans and I lived on Indian reservations, right? And then my gang was orange, so it looks like red at night. So at all times, man, it seemed like I was always the man in the middle, right? So instead of being the man in the middle and just like not being able to deal with it, what I did was I used it, I took advantage of it, and I've always been able to bring peace to all different sides. Try to open up people's mind, whether you're black, you're white, you're Muslim, you're Jew, whatever it may be, right? But so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this whole community to get connected together, right? It don't matter your color, your race, where you're from, none of that, right? You just gotta be mature and don't be on that BS, right? But in here we just create videos for the content creators. Man, I didn't realize how many people have to rotate their videos. There's a lot of people on my list that I have to go through and look at different things, but I did like a channel reviews on like everyone's stuff, and I was looking to see where they're kind of messing up and where they could improve at. Just like I could take criticism, I hope other people can too, but I didn't really write much down on that, right? But I got a couple things here that I was gonna share, right? But I'm gonna wait to see if we could get some more people in here, right? Where you from, Turtle Man? I was gonna tell y'all, right? So how many of y'all in here got a computer? Do any of y'all, snap back, you got a computer or you just go strictly on the phone? Because I know the phone for us older people is enough, right? Man, it'd be a little too much. But that's how I kind of messed up my eyes, was messing with the phone. When I got the big screen, it was like a little bit better. Now I want to get a bigger screen, in the middle, bigger screen. The man in the middle. So, all right, so the tools I be using, right? If you go to Google, there's so many different things that Google got is trying to take over, right? And so you could just go in there. But I always say just download a Chat GPT or a Gemini or like something that could assist you with these tools, because like a lot of us that don't know and don't understand them, it'll explain it to us. All you gotta do is type it in there and be like, explain this to me like I'm a fifth grader. And it will break it down, it will teach you the tool, it'll do whatever you need to do. Like I was just test running, I wrote a book in 12 hours. But that ain't a book I'm gonna publish. It was just something that I want to write, right? So, Google got a lot of resources, right? Some of this stuff costs money, but a lot of this stuff's free, right? Like I said, Chat GPT, I do everything with it. Chat GPT is like having a professor with you at all times, right? Yeah, like for real. I always try to connect the whole world. That's what I always say. It's like a bridge, it's like to all different races and people and stuff like that. And I think most people understand that, because I've been in some very, very, very serious environments, deadly environments, right? And one thing for sure, you gotta know how to speak, and you gotta know how to speak clearly. Because if people ain't understanding what you're talking about, it's gonna be all bad for you, right? And so I got to be careful with the things I say on YouTube too, because people take things the wrong way, etc. You know, you can't just speak upon Trump without losing a whole bunch of subscribers. But I'm just playing, you know. Nah, I'm just joking. But on some real stuff, people, they get offended real easy, right? So I try to keep up, but I think I wore myself down. All I've been doing is working on different videos, different tools, and I still got tattoos to do all day today. But it's cool. I'm about to take a power nap after this live and get up and get to going, right? So, I don't know. It's like one of them days where it's gonna be fast paced like always and try to collect a lot of money, right? So, back to these tools I was using, right? So if you could edit with CapCut, if you got a computer, that's why I asked if you had a computer, right? Because if you could edit with CapCut, the desktop version, you could do a lot on there, right? And I'm not even saying on the paid version, on the not paid version, right? And then I'll be hearing these weird voiceovers, and they sound like computers. Well, the AI upgraded. So if you go to Gemini 2.1, there's a spot in there, and you could actually generate, like if you don't like to come on camera. I know Snapback don't got a problem with coming on the camera, but if you don't like to generate, put yourself in front of the camera, then I would say, and you want voiceovers, go on and use that. Me, I've been playing with VO3 or whatever it is at Google, the little TikToks with the Bigfoot's running around and stuff, right? And I try to make funny stuff because there's a lot of funny stuff I want to do with the youth. So, all right, so that reminds me, the people that is in here, Snapback, I'm gonna put your name on a card. So I do the same thing, right? I take cards. Ain't no witchcraft or nothing like that, right? So I want you to think that. But look, so there's names on these cards, right? These are all people that spent money, good money with me, right? And so what I do is once I get this whole deck filled with cards, I draw them out, and then I give out free tattoos, or I give out like tattoo parties or Cash App, etc. Right? I try to get the little guys involved. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start Rising Phoenix, hello, how you doing? I'm gonna start taking cards, right? The people that's consistently in my lives, and I'm gonna start writing them down, right? And then as soon as I get to 10,000 subscribers, because I feel like it shouldn't take too long to get there, once I get to moving, I'm gonna start giving out prizes. Like, I don't know if I could do that on Cash App, but that's why I said to download that email I went to go live, but something happened. Like my scheduled live just said it couldn't connect. So I just went and just threw it on live. I'm gonna have to go back and edit this out or edit it correctly. But basically, what I'm gonna be doing is giving out gifts and stuff. But there's an email list that I want everyone to try to join. So when I do give stuff out, then I don't have to share it to the whole world. Like, you won this or you won that. I could just secretly slide you some cash app, or I got a lot of good prizes, and I got people that are real talented too, not just me. There's gonna be some of y'all too, like some of y'all that are talented, like people that write books. I could buy books and you can send it to some, like there might be someone in the chat that wants a book but don't have the money to get the book. Or there might be someone that's in LaShonda Success's chat or Nemo's chat, or someone that's monetized that wants to be a member but can't afford it. Maybe we could get them to be a member for a couple weeks. I mean, a couple months. I say a couple weeks, but you understand. But I was even thinking about the trips they be taking too. I don't know. I'm getting older. I don't like airplanes. The way I see them airplanes going down, I don't know. But let me go on, write the name down. I be trying to help these little youngsters. So today I know I got a long day with little youngsters, and then tomorrow I got one of the homies coming from LA. He's out here in Ohio. He's already here, as a matter of fact, but before he goes back to LA, he's gonna come get a tattoo, right? All right, so I put Snapback on there. Rising Phoenix. So yeah, I've been trying to rotate on everybody's channel, man. It's just that the more subscribers I get, it's hard to try to stay going. But the good thing is most of the subscribers are just like people that just subscribed. You know, they're not like y'all content creators, supporters, and stuff like that. So it's not gonna be hard to get my stuff more organized to rotate to y'all's channel. And then as soon as I start building my community, because I got some tricks that I'm about to pull out my hat too. And I'm gonna try. I got thousands of people on Facebook, right? And I don't really want to do the Facebook reels and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try to get the people to come over here that's older and more mature, and I try to motivate them to start YouTube channels, and then we can all, with our experience, help them, etc., right? And just keep growing. And then if I'm bringing 4 or 5 people in a week or a month, and we're all doing the same thing, and there's 50 of us, think that's 200 more people a month, you know what I mean? That's 25 plus a year. Yeah, 12K on Facebook too. Yeah, see, and the only reason I don't go hard on Facebook, like I said, is because I know this whole city, right? And these little dudes is out here hurting each other, right? Badly. And so, like, I've always been the one that ain't afraid to get in the middle, because I feel like I should have been out of here a long time ago. And so what I do is I try to help these little dudes and just let them see the bigger picture. And sometimes I repeat myself a lot because there's so many constant new people that I'm doing tattoos on that are youngsters that they all need to hear basically the same thing. Like, man, that's not your op. You don't even know what an op is. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I did travel over to 20 channels, and then there's channels that I don't like comment on because on the TV when I switch rooms, but usually I'm in here in my tattoo studio, I guess you'd call it, and I sit here and I watch y'all's videos, believe it or not. I try to keep rotation going, you know what I mean? But I did go to I Cherish This Church. If y'all haven't seen, she has a cool garden, and she be speaking very, very well. If y'all ain't kept up with Ronnie and Melissa, they're taking off pretty strong, you know what I mean? They're interviewing different people, making me see other people's perspectives too. Like, they had interviewed the Trump supporter, and I kind of wanted to see what he was thinking. Coffee and Cream, how you feeling today? I hope you're having a blessed day. Another person that's moving up pretty strong is the Source, right? And he's pretty creative, right? He's coming up with wheels and getting his people activated and motivated too, right? Because I'll get to it in a minute because it's in there, but I'll just say it twice. It's bigger than YouTube, you know what I mean? Let's do it yourself. How you doing today? I feel like this is bigger than YouTube because how about they shut YouTube down and it's no more? Or what's the next thing coming after YouTube, right? So I always try to think a couple things ahead, right? So I feel like no matter what, if we stay in contact and we get the email list down and we're over here on this and we can all stay connected wherever the next step is, we can stay ahead of the trade. And as long as we got people in here that's learning and educating, there's people in our community that are paying for memberships and buying books and stuff for $700, $800 and stuff like that. So, but I'm glad y'all are here. The basketball fam. Hi, how you doing today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever y'all at. All right, so then, if y'all haven't checked out Alice and Matt's stream for a minute, right? She was doing a restream of Rain, right? And it's like calm and mellow and something to go to sleep to or something. But when I was on there, that's how it was, just the rain. And my dog didn't like it. That's where the butt came in because he don't like the type of sounds, right? All right, so Ellen Smiles, I wanted to give a shout out to Ellen Smiles. That's a very strong lady, y'all. She been through a lot, and she was a very loyal person to her loved one that passed away. So I always say to stop by and give a little bit of encouragement. People need that. Nemo 504, continue to have a safe trip. You know what I'm saying? Have fun. Like I said, boogie time, I had left a couple messages about getting one of your books. Like I said, all these books behind me are people that I know personally that wrote the books. So I like to buy books that I know from people. Let's see. Yep, she's here though. All right, so the Motivate to Soar, right? Man, if y'all go check out her last video, like right when you turn on the video, her smile and her vibes, you could just tell it's like godly vibes. You know what I mean? Like you want to feel godly vibes when you come into someone's channel. I'm probably like the outcast, the black sheep, most of the family. You know what I mean? So like I said, I've always been the one in the middle, but it's hard to get out of that feeling. And I know that's like a complex or a stereotype, but it's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. Slim Jim Longfoot, right? If you go to Slim Jim Longfoot's channel, right, man, that dude got so much talent. I was trying to talk him into tattooing, right? Cause he sat there and he drew me in like 5 minutes, like perfectly, right? I was like, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, well, it's all right to be the black sheep. And then, like, all right, so I got a story that I'm gonna tell. I was starting to write a book, right? And so I didn't really want to share it at first because it's kind of like emotional kind of stuff. The book is supposed to be like a biography, but I got other things that I got to do, right? So I was gonna give y'all the first chapter here in a little bit, right? It's kind of how my life started and the why and why I don't trust the police, right? And that's how the book starts, right? And there is actually a very, very good reason why I don't trust the police, but the police are needed. As I got older, I realized that was just one bad cop, right? And then Yoli Motivates said it best. She's the one where I got it from. It's bigger than YouTube, right? And I feel like it is bigger than YouTube, right? I mean, then last but least, Luciana's success, right? Because you gotta think, she works very hard to try to keep us all together. Some of y'all I met before her, some of y'all met exactly at the same time. Alice in Paradise, how you feeling today? Right, I gotta remember to write these names down, right? And I'm writing cards, y'all. Just so y'all know, I do giveaways and stuff like that. But that's why I said I tried to go live and it kicked me. It didn't let me, so I had to reboot a regular bootleg live. So I'll have to put the email link in the description after this video, or you could go to yesterday's video and hit that link and then just join that. So then that way, when a video comes out, you can share it on there, because sometimes they don't give the notification. And that's what I was gonna say. All of us that's in here, or whatever group you're in, that y'all are supporting the 20%, you know what I'm saying, that's rotating, you know what I'm saying? We should all have our notifications on all for each other, you know what I mean, and be looking out for that, you know what I mean? Like, slowly but surely, I got so many notepads and books and same thing, man. You would think I was a detective over here. I got all kinds of stuff. I said detective, that's the wrong word to use, but you get what I'm saying. But it's hard to stay organized when all I do is work. Like, people would have me up at 3 o'clock in the morning doing tattoos if they could. And I would love to make all the money. So I always tell people, I could get fired by myself, I could work myself. But if I start a team up and get these little youngsters tattooing and doing little names and get them going so they can make a career for themselves, then I feel like if there's 5 or 6 of us and they're bringing their friends, we're gonna make way more money and we're gonna take off. Yeah, so the background, right? The background, these are all tattoos that I did. I gotta move this machine. I gotta get a lower stand. But this is the last board I did. Dude got a whole bunch of presidents and El Chapo and Bonnie and Clyde. I'm gonna put Waldo in there, right? And then I'm gonna make this whole wall, this background. And then when people come over that's never been here before, I'm gonna tell them to find Waldo. I'm gonna give them like 30 seconds and they can win like $20 or a free tat or an extra tat or something. Cause I still wanna make my money, you know what I mean? Free don't always be, it sounds good, but it don't add up on my end. Yeah, oh man, he got El Chapo. He had, I think, Gaddafi. Man, there's all kinds of people. And then on his other leg, he got all horror characters. All horror characters. I'm like, wow. So I was sitting there, and last night, you know, I was thinking, man, I wish Miss Do It Yourself was here, because she could help me build some of this stuff up the way I need to have. There's just certain people, like, I wish the whole community in the future, we could just do some Star Trek stuff, like, you know, then everyone knows we could put all the professions together, and with all our powers combined, we can make anything happen from anywhere. If we have communities all over the United States, all over the world, well, wherever YouTube is accepted at. I don't think they let Russians on YouTube. There's a lot going on in the world, but I stay away from the news. But I don't know, so I was thinking about doing pranks. I got the camera set up over there. And so I was gonna ask the chat, right? If I do certain pranks, if y'all come up with some ideas, you know what I'm saying, to do on people. Like, sometimes I act like I misspell names, like whoops. You know what I'm saying? I don't charge that much for cover-ups. I swear I didn't mess up that much of it. People don't want to hear that, you know what I mean? And especially when you keep a straight face around people that won't think you're gonna play with them, they be getting like, oh man. But everyone knows me in this city, so it's a blessing. I don't really have problems with nobody. I'm glad y'all showed up, man. I appreciate y'all's support, for sure. I had to reboot this whole channel over, man. It was going for a minute, man. Hey, look, you know, everyone be crazy, like, what do you do if there's, like, nobody in your chat streaming stuff, right? But what do you do if there's, like, 2,500 people in your stream, right? So, like, when I used to play 2K, I started streaming before I knew what, like, you could get paid on YouTube and stuff. I just hooked up my YouTube, and One time there was like 500 people watching this because I guess I was playing somebody that was real good. But yeah, that's very nerve-wracking when you got 500 people. But like I said, I'm better at talking to the whole community in front of me. Talking to the phone, that's just new era. My daughter, I don't even know why she won't come out here and talk and stuff. Man, she be on the phone all day. People be falling asleep with the phone now. It's crazy. But all right, so I don't know if y'all want to hear this story, right? I really want to really make a video about it, so I think I'm gonna do that, right? With the why and the why I don't trust the police. All right, so this will get my nerves bad a little bit, but it's not nothing too inappropriate. Like it's written in a good way. So I put, some scars are invisible, not because they're gone, because the world refuses to look at them. When me and my twin were little, we spent hours in the alley playing cops and robbers. We'd take turns yelling, "Freeze!" and chasing each other like we were playing cops and robbers. It felt powerful to be the cop. You got to call the shots, bring justice, and be the hero. We thought the police were heroes, protectors. But then one night things changed, and it changed forever. Our mom came home different. Her eyes were red, her hands were shaking, and it looked like the light in her had gone out. She didn't yell or fuss. She just set us both down, quiet and serious, like what she was about to say was heavy to carry alone. "It was the police," she whispered. "Officer," and I got his name, but I'm not gonna say it on YouTube. Right, he was a rural police officer in Colorado. "He was supposed to help me, but he hurt me." Those words hit us like a punch in the chest. How do you go from protecting and being a good guy to realizing ones might be monsters in uniforms? After that night, nothing was the same. The game stopped feeling fun. The badge lost its shine. We couldn't look at the police the same. They weren't our heroes no more. They were the people that brought pain to our home. Our mom started drinking more. She was trying to forget, trying to survive the only way she knew how. The laughter in our house faded. It got quiet and colder. So me and my twin grew up fast. We weren't kids anymore. We became our own protectors, our own teachers, and our own comfort. We had to look out for each other because we knew no one else would. We weren't raised in comfort, we were raised in survival. That meant waking up every day ready to face the fight, whether it was outside in the streets or in our own home. Sirens, screamings, and gunshots weren't shocking anymore. They were normal, just another soundtrack of our lives. And then I'm gonna stop there, right? That was half of part one, right? It's 16 chapters. I got a long ways to go and edited and a whole bunch of stuff, but I can't find the case on Google, so I gotta really hire a private detective because everything I talk about, I like to have proof. I sure do. There's a lot of stuff on this phone that I could show y'all, but it's on the phone. And so when the little dudes come here to get tattooed and stuff, I kind of like sit them down and I let them know, like, this is not the lifestyle you want. Like, people think they want that until they get in the spot where they don't want to be. But the drinking got worse and I got sent to my father. And the time we got sent to our father, we were already gangbanging and it was kind of too late on the West Coast. And being biracial, man, and being little, it was crazy. So when I see these little dudes come in here and they got guns and they're doing crazy dumb stuff, I just sit there and I talk their head off. I stop tattooing, I start talking. I know they probably be getting annoyed, like, come on with the tattoo. But my excuse is that I'm giving them a rest. I think their body needs a little bit of break. I don't want them to pass out on me. You gotta listen to me a little bit longer, youngster. You know what I'm saying? I know they don't like that, some of them, but I feel like that's the best thing to do. She said my mom punched a cop in the back. She went to jail and had to pay $50. Yeah. The story with that cop and my mother was kind of crazy. He actually got caught in the act, and instead of facing the consequences like a man, he actually bonded out and he unalived himself. And then the police started harassing me and my twin brother even more and more. So we had to get out the city. It was kind of a big story, but it was in '92, so it's hard to find on Google, right? It might have been '91 because I was like 8 or 9, right? I was little, but I remember, like, you think the cop's gonna be the good guy, and then you find out he's the bad guy. Like, the world's backwards. But when you get older, you realize that most police officers, they're alright. It's kind of crazy though how they install that fear into us, where even think about it, even a upper class citizen, when the police get behind them, they be like, oh no, the police is behind them. Everyone gets scared of the police. Like, everybody gets scared of the police. Like, that's not a good thing. That's definitely not a good thing. And even if you ain't doing nothing wrong, people be scared of the police. Like, oh no. Not me personally, I'm not scared of the police, but maybe I used to be, because you said the police, I'm out of there. But so did any of y'all make content today so I could come, or plan on making it today, so after or in between tattoos I could go on and put y'all down. I could put y'all down, and I try to get people that's here in Ohio to subscribe to y'all's channels too. Right, like a couple of people I had to push to 1,000 before, and then I never seen them again. But you know, that's how people is. Their fear is there is good reason nowadays. Yeah, for sure. Coffee and cream. Coffee no cream. Coffee and no cream. Oh man, it's ready to go for the day. I can't drink coffee, man. I'll be like this, like sit still, get my tattoo gun ready, sit still. Another thing I'll be doing too, right? Like, I'll be acting like I'm putting a tattoo gun together, right? And then I'll be like, act like I got electrocuted and stuff, right? Man, people be jumping and stuff, right? And it's funny, right? Especially when I used to go to people's house and their parents didn't want you there anyway. They didn't want no tattooers there anyways. And then I act like I was getting electrocuted. I used to take footage that these little babies used to grab their money. They used to get gone. They was leaving me for dead. But yeah, I used to be like the clown, but then I kept hurting myself. But I was crazy, man. I look back, I got so many stories to tell that y'all would think I was lying, y'all. So what I do is I just keep networking, man. When I make a phone call right now, I can have 20 Crips and Bloods pull up, but why would I want that, right? I could make a phone call and have the person that ran for the mayor pull up too. Now that's a good feeling, you know what I mean? But I feel like if you learn how to balance stuff, you don't have to change who you gotta be, but you can't always think things are funny all day, every day. You gotta take things serious. You gotta come up with the plan. Think about it. 90% of people don't even have no plan. They go to work and the only plan is to pay bills, and the little money they got left is to get them something to eat or go watch a movie or something. No one ever plans like, let me just put $20 up a month. Even though it's only $20 or $20 up a paycheck, right? We're gonna do this all year. See what we come up with, right? I did that one year. I took all my ones and my change, and I act like in my head it was no money. Right? I just pretended like it was no money. And you know, at Christmas time, the big popcorn things, I would throw money in there. And at the end of the year for Christmas time, they didn't have to worry about Christmas. right? It was there. It was like $1,100 in change and like $1,300 in ones, right? Going live at 9 a.m. on your main channel. Okay. Snap back. 9 a.m. So right when I'm closing down, I'll go on and slide over to your channel, snap back, and then while I'm on your channel on the phone, I'll be editing this and try to get my video back up and going. Because for some reason I had it scheduled, and when I hit the live, it just kept saying cannot do. So I tried to redo it. It wouldn't do it, so I had it back all the way out and just started over. So it probably messed up the whole algorithm and everything. I had it set up perfectly too. People's tags, description, everything was perfect. Like, that's kind of weird. I'm gonna go and see what happened to it. Go check on the computer, see what I did wrong, so I don't do it again. But I appreciate y'all stopping through, for sure. I gotta get this watch time back up. I took my shorts down. Like, on one of my shorts, I think I got 3,300 subscribers off one of them, and then there was another one, I got like 2,300 subscribers. So just out of them two shorts, that's where 5,000 of the 7,000 that I got came from, right? So I thought I was smart trying to trick the system, because subscribers is easy. If I really want subscribers, I would just keep doing what I was doing, you know what I mean, and work it up to like 30,000, but I would never get monetized. I even hit the 10 million views in 90 days on the shorts, and then hit the monetize button, and it didn't even take them but a couple hours to say, no, get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Reuse content. I had Larry Birds, and like, man, where else am I gonna get Larry Bird from, man? I can't go out of interview that dude in real life. No wonder, man. So I switched it up. I had to reset the whole channel and do it again. Yeah. So where you from, Coffee? Coffee and no cream? Where you from? What part of the map? What part of the map are you from? Let's see if I know any stories from that part of the map, because I traveled a lot, and then I did a lot of federal time. I could make a video. I got a couple videos in mind, right? So, do any of y'all remember when Trump came on there and he said they're eating cats in Ohio? Do any of y'all remember that? Right? Minnesota. I think I remember. Snapback. You were Minnesota. Yep, for sure. But and then it showed the picture of the little girl eating the cat. Do any of y'all remember that? I'm gonna make a video about that, right? Illinois, and you live in Virginia. I did a lot of time in Virginia. That's where I did a lot of time in Lee County. But yeah, Trump was lying to the whole world back then. But so was Kamala Harris. So it was like politics. I looked at it and I got right up out of there. But yeah, there's actually a couple stories I want to make that actually went on CNN, national news and stuff. And like this news channel, it did a story on her. And I was like, wow. So if you look up Donald Trump, when he said they're eating cats in Ohio, he was talking about the Haitians, right? Trying to blame the Haitians. But it wasn't even the Haitians. You know what I'm saying? New Orleans. See, I've never been to New Orleans. The only time I've been to Louisiana was to fly in to drop somebody off. And then we kept flying. But that's crazy. Louisiana's like got swamps and all kinds of stuff, man. But I'm sure it got a lot of good spots in Louisiana. There's probably a lot of country too. But yeah, Louisiana. I always wanted to go to the Mardi Gras when I was younger, because I seen thousands and thousands of people. And then I went to Las Vegas. And when I got to Las Vegas, there was thousands and thousands of people. And I didn't like it. I didn't like to be around that many people. There was too many con artists and snakes and weirdos running around that joint. People walking around like they didn't have no sense. It's only getting worse now with all the things. I don't even like leaving the house. Angolia is one of the hardest prisons in the world. So Angolia used to be snapback. The administration switched over and stuff. They just because everyone knew Angolia was the hardest prison in the world, they made it where it wasn't the hardest prison no more, right? And so, all right, so like for example, right, if you go on Google right now and you look up what is the worst prison in the United States of America, right? Now, watch what I tell you, right? Good morning, Crystal's World. It's gonna tell you ADX Florence, right? That's Supermax, right, in Florence, Colorado. That's not the most dangerous prison in the United States, right? So it might be where they have some of the dangerous individuals, but you're locked in your cell 24 hours a day. You're not getting out there, so you're pretty safe. Now, where I was at, I was right under it at a United States penitentiary. And everyone had 6 or 7 life sentences, and everybody was stabbing everybody up, right? So like that was a new experience for me that was kind of crazy, you know what I mean? And so that's when I realized I was in a bad spot. And there's like 20 of them in the United States, and they rotate the same people, right? And there was a lot of it was all gangs. I had to tell this dude I was tattooing today, or yet last night, a young white dude. I told him, as cool as you are and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because he was trying to tell me about jail politics. I was like, we wouldn't have even been able to talk. If I would have been like, what's up, bro? You would have had to put your head down, keep walking like you didn't hear me, or your own people would have got you. Crystal's World. So I came over to your channel twice, and then it wasn't getting no volume for whatever reason, and then it cut it off. So I might have came towards the end of your last live. I'm sorry. I'll go back and rewatch I already have that down right here on this paper. Crystal's World. Once you're live, but it was silent, and it must catch and rewatch. I shouted you out already, Crystal. Snap back. Coffee, no cream. Man, I appreciate all y'all showing up. I got 18 more minutes to go. Sometimes the algorithm will pick up and sometimes it won't, right? So when I do the other stream, I got the equipment to try. Like, for real, I could be on there where y'all don't even see my face, and I could be showing y'all stuff, and y'all could be like, well, show me this, or show me that, or make one like this. Like, I could actually be on there making y'all stuff and then sending it straight to y'all email. If y'all get that email link, if you go in yesterday's live, because today's live's messed up, and you go into yesterday's live, and you hit that email and you sign up and you get you an email or whatever, then I could just send, like, if I was making videos and you wanted something for your channel, right? Even if it cost me a couple dollars, I can make it right there at my computer and then just send it straight to your email, and then you upload it, and it's never been, no one else ever did it. It's your own creation. I just made it, right? And I would never do no claim or none of that. I don't care about none of that, man. I give people all the sauce. Like I said, I try to make my own money, and it's bigger than YouTube, y'all. It's just networking and trying to build each other up. Because in the long run, we're all going to need to talk and communicate. And think about the COVID area. It shot everybody in the house. These little youngsters. I never seen so many little youngsters that was frauds that ain't even on drugs. They're just not there. I don't know. Something ain't clicking up there. But life could be interesting at times. And everyone got their story. That's why I feel like we should all get our stories out there. Because there's a purpose. So we all got like a superpower, right? Every last one of us. I don't know if y'all watched the video where I taught KSR1 reaction video, but if you listen to that inner voice, it's like coming from a different dimension and stuff. right? And it guides you, right? Don't listen to the devil, nothing like that, right? Just your inner voice, right? Like your imagination, but be creative, you know what I mean? Speak to yourself. Talking to yourself is good, right? You got to come up with the plan, especially if you ain't got no one else in this world that really cares. No one cares for you like you're going to care for you. They might, some people will, I guess, like they are rich and they could give you this and they say they love you, this and that. But at the end of the day, you can't rely on none of that. You got to rely on yourself, right? I always tell everybody it's your world, everyone else is just living in it. So you got to make it happen for you. You got to make it happen for your family. People don't teach generation wealth no more. Man, I listen to these little youngsters and they say they got rid of home health, home ec in school now. They don't even have baking classes. They're not teaching the little homegirls nothing, right? They're not teaching the little dudes no trades, no nothing. So what I'm gonna do is my daughter's principal, I got his phone number and I had already texted him because he does parent conferences and stuff like that with the community. And I'm gonna get the youngsters' voices, where they feel like what's going on, and I'm gonna go. And the principal is he always feels like it's his way or no way. He's that type of principal. But I know him outside the school, but that don't mean nothing either because he's still that type of person. But like I said, I know the mayor of the city, so if I get the right people involved, then guess what? People are gonna start listening, man. We're gonna do community. I'm gonna start going to the community functions and voicing my opinion. And there was a guy, his name is Eric Simon. He does the drums for the Cleveland Cavaliers, y'all. Y'all can look him up, right? He was voted Canton, Ohio's motivational man of the year like 2 years back, right? And he goes and speaks to the youth and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll go speak with him because he wanted me to do some speaking, right? But he was kind of more into himself a little bit, right? Like he got some purpose and a mission in life, but it seems like it's more for himself. Me, I got a purpose and mission, and I'm content with the things I have. I don't even want extra. Like I don't even buy jewelry no more, and I got money to go buy jewelry. I feel like it just attracts the wrong people. Yeah, knowing everybody locally, it does help. Facts. That is facts. Like, um, let's see. I just watched Valentine, and he was showing about just say vegetables and fruits, right? And I had asked him a question, right? Because it was saying to support like your local communities, right? Instead of like the big uh, shoppers support the farmers. But if they took the seeds out the vegetables and fruits, don't the farmers have to go through the government anyways? So basically, we're still middlemaning it. But if we go through the farmers benefit a little bit better. Either way, the government took the seeds out of our food, so we can't grow our own food. No one's asking why. Yeah, so look, quick story about supporting the community, right? So when I get out of prison, I don't want to do the gang stuff and selling dope and walking the block and hitting the corners and all that extra weird stuff, man. Seeing people OD in front of me and all that weird stuff. So I'm like, man, this time I'm doing it the right way. I go in the tattoo shop, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to talk to them about working and stuff. None of them was trying to help me, so I'm like, all right, well they're gonna figure out who I am anyways. But they would sell me tattoo supplies, right? So I would always go in there and I would buy needles, and I would buy needles for $5 a piece, right? And one day I walked in that shop and I tried to buy some needles, and the lady looked at me and she was like, I can't sell you needles no more. And I was like, well, why not? She said, because they're too hard to come by. So I looked at her. I said, the only reason I come to this store is because you're a privately, locally owned store. You know, you're a small store owner. I said, but if you go 15 minutes up the street to the glass house, I could buy my needles for $1 a piece in bulk. I said, have a good day. And I know she felt stupid because she tried to play me, man. Like, what the hell? I'm trying to support the little man, and the whole time they're trying to rob me. So then I'm like, shh. So sometimes you just got to know who to support. And like I said, my name means something to me more than money. When I could walk into the store and take whatever I want out of the store, and they know if I don't have the money, I'll come back and pay them tomorrow, which I always have the money. But I'm just saying, if push came to the shove, that they wouldn't think twice. They know me. You like to build with everybody like that. So, and that's with anything. Like if you smoke weed, you want to build with your weed man like that. If you buy stuff from Amazon or Uber or whatever it may be, you want to build your bank, Cash App. Cash App don't even build my credit. When I look up Cash App, right? When I look up Cash App, it says Cash App will only let you borrow $200 a month. Cash App is letting me borrow $1,200 a month, right? Limit borrow $1,200 a month, right? And I could just take the $1,200 and run off, cause it don't even go with my credit. But me personally, I don't do that, cause that's how I got to $1,200. Cause I don't do that. I pay my way. I don't rob nobody. Robbing is wrong, and I feel like what you do in the dark will come to light, right? So me personally, no matter if I'm in the pitch black by myself, I know God is watching me. So my thoughts or whatever I want to do, I am being watched. You know what I mean? Not to sound like a weirdo, you know what I'm saying? But God watches and He sees and He knows man's heart. And that's what every religion I've studied. And I've studied a lot of different religions. I don't have the answer, and I don't feel like none of us on earth have the answer. I feel like we're all lost to a certain extent. I feel like back when the pyramids was made, we probably had more intellect and we probably used more parts of our brain. You know what I'm saying? That's how we built the pyramids. And we can't do it today. Not yet anyways. Give it a couple years. AI technology is here for sure. So today is going to be a busy day. My first tattoo is going to be this. We're talking about some motivation. I already got it prepped out. I'm ready to roll, y'all. This is going to be the first tattoo right here. Right? And it says, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and love more than you know. And so then I got a tattoo thermal printer. And that way I don't have to sit there and trace it for like an hour. I can print it out and it's perfect. Boom. All right, coffee, no cream. You have a blessed day. God bless you. Peace to you and your family. I hope to see you soon. You'll be seeing me pop up soon. Word is bond. But when you use a thermal printer, when you do your tattooing, it saves so much time. And so when I teach people how to draw or how to tattoo that don't even know how to draw, all they gotta do is they gotta find a concept that they want, print it out, stencil it on someone's arm, trace it on someone's arm, and color. I mean, it's a little bit harder than that, but the technology is getting easier and easier. So there ain't no reason I can't just start making tattoo artists just appear out of the blue all over the city. And I'd rather do that. And I don't feel like I'm cutting my own throat by creating tattoo artists. So, yeah, a lot of people don't have our best interests or value. You gotta think about it. Think about the people that we feel like should be supporting us on this YouTube. Think about if just all our family, even if we got small families, which I do, and a couple of supporters come and they're all in there interacting, right? Just a couple people that we feel like should be supporting us that's around, right? That's gonna pick up the YouTube algorithm right there, and more people are gonna come, and then they're gonna be like, and then if someone gets in there and they get the inappropriate, everyone's gonna dog them and they're gonna get out of there with that trash, right? And so I feel like it don't happen like that. So we just gotta be there for each other. Make it happen, man. You know, it don't take a big group to make things happen. You know, the more bigger the group gets, and that's almost with any group, no matter if it's with religion, politics, gangs, the bigger the group gets, the more watered down things get. You know what I mean? That's like whispering in someone's ear and it goes around the circle. And the time it comes back, it means something different. Well, if there's only 2 people or 3 people, it might come back the same exact way. But if you got 20 people, you know what I'm saying, it's not going to come back the same way. And if it does, then you got a real solid group of 20 people. And that's a blessing because that's rare. That is very rare. So what I do is I look at a lot of my older homies. A lot of them are passed away. Rest in peace. There's too many of them to name. I wouldn't even try, but I can still hear the voices in the back of my head, and sometimes I feel soft because I've changed so much. I'm not gang banging and hurting people, and you know what I'm saying, and doing crazy stuff. I'm helping people and putting smiles on people's face. And you know what I hear? Even the toughest gangbanger OG that I had, I hear him say, "Dang, you know what, little homie? You was the smart one." So, God willing, I live to be 90 years old, and these people fighting for technology comes out, and I can live longer, plus look younger. You know what I mean? And we can live 900 years again. I feel like the people in the United States of America were kind of in the right spot at the right time. And it's kind of sad what's going on with the rest of the world. But I always try to do God's work, and I always try to help those out. Like, even when people are depressed, right? There'll be people depressed that's in the community, and I ask them if they're alright, if they need something, but I don't think they really believe that I'm there for them. Like, in the video game, it's cool, right? It's weird though, because I used to help people on that game, and now it's like all of them became some clusters. Like, they all became weirdos for the most part. The game, you don't get far playing the game, but I was trying to teach the little homies on the game. That's how I felt like I could get to them. When they're on the game, they're not listening, so that's definitely my fault for thinking I could get to them on the game. I changed all that I didn't want to live. If I vows I wanted to live for God completely. Right, so I came from an atmosphere like from the gang atmosphere, prison atmosphere, just like, you know, you've heard the, few of my stories so far. And then I went totally God-fearing, but I was reading so many books, like the Quran I've read like 14 times. The Holy Bible I've read like 20 times from front to back, like from front to back. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that neither one of the books is supposed to be read from front to back or back to front. You know what I'm saying? It's not a certain order that the books are put in, and it's the same storyline. That's the crazy part. It's just a couple difference, like how we whispered around that circle. It's the same storyline, and everyone's killing each other for the same stuff. I just don't know about people sometimes. But there's a small community, a small percentage of people that do get it, and then there's a big percentage of people that ain't never gonna get it. No matter how much you try to explain to them, slow, try to come at them in different angles. You could tell somebody plan from A to Z, and they're still gonna be scratching their head trying to figure it out. And I say that a lot. Like, go over there and grab that hammer out that box, and they walk over there and they look back at me, and I'm like, now look down, and they look down. All right, you see that thing right there in the box? Can you grab that? You know what I'm saying? They still are like, this one? Like, some people just won't get it. So, I mean, I know that they won't get it. So, I got to treat people like people, no matter if they get it or not. Right, and you got to be open-minded. We could never Right. You have to be teachable. Facts, right? Because we could never teach or learn if all we're doing is arguing and pointing the finger, I'm right, you're wrong, you eat cat, you eat dog, you eat pig. Like, I feel like we shouldn't be eating none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was alive and moving. They probably have intellect that we don't even know about. Spirit, how we know they don't have a soul. We're just slaughtering them and eating them chicken, cloning them, just doing weird stuff. How about the AI starts cloning us because it needs energy? Anyone ever thought about that? You know, humans create energy, but I don't know. It's been an hour. I'm gonna be out of here. I gotta finish writing a couple of these people for the tattoo appointments. Have a blessed day, everybody. Remember to go back on the email and hit the email thing so that way I can send y'all important stuff, right? I can communicate with y'all better. You know what I mean? Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll be to see you right now. Snapback. We're gonna jump for this snapback live, y'all. Peace.